Hey YouTube, Anthony here. I'm going to do a video today on a 10-piece kit. I was tagged by a fellow YouTuber, pmarine81. I'll put his link down in the description box. He tagged me earlier in the week and he asked what I would use in my 10-piece kit, a kit to take into the field and survive with. And keeping in mind the rule of threes, which are 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 hours without exposed to the elements, 3 days without water, or 3 weeks without food. You want to kind of think about what you would put in your kit based on that rule of threes. And then, of course, there's different priorities in survival, and some of the most important, of course, are shelter, fire, water, and food preparation. And so with that in mind, these are some of the items, getting right down to it. Water and food right here. I would eat out of my Usgi Canteen cup. I'm not counting the titanium spork that goes along with the cup. And my Guyot design bottle also goes with this. This is 1 unit right here, which gives me the ability to cook food, boil water, gather wild edibles. This piece of kit right here I think is pretty indestructible, and I would take this over most anything to take out in the field with me. Second item is my knife. I would probably choose something on this order, the Becker BK2, which you see here, with my survival kit attached to it, which I'm not counting, because in this kit there's lots of little things that I also can survive with, but it's part of my knife. And so something similar to this. You don't have to spend a ton of money on a knife. This Becker knife you could probably get for somewhere around $60, $70 online, and it's basically another piece of indestructible kit that'll serve you well. My next piece of kit would be probably this folding saw. This happens to be a Gerber folding saw. Just something to be able to cut wood easily, maybe help build or fortify a shelter. Again, Gerber folding saw. Next item would be some type of cordage. Here I have some paracord. I have 100 feet of paracord. The length that you deem that you need would be sufficient. I would take at least 50 feet if it was me. So paracord can be used obviously for lots of different things, building shelter. You have the 7 strands inside you could use for fishing line to procure your food for fishing. Next item would be a first aid, or as Dave Canterbury would call it, a self-aid kit. And within this kit I have not only things like bandages and gauze and stuff to clean a wound. I have other things like electrolyte mix. I have some drink mixes. I have a lighter, rubber gloves. So within this particular kit I have multi-function items that I could carry along with me. Okay. Next item would be fire. I would probably take something like this. This is a Strikeforce fire steel by Ultimate Survival Technologies. It's got the striker built in. It's got a thick fire steel that will give you thousands of fires. And it's also got a little storage area here for tinder. I happen to have a wet fire tinder in here. And this whole piece goes together for 1 unit. And so there's my fire lighting. My flashlight or torch, I would probably take this Petzl or something similar, this Petzl headlamp, and maybe carry a set of extra batteries within my self-aid kit. But this Petzl lamp or something similar, Princeton Tech, Black Diamond, one of the other headlamps on the market, would serve you well. It'll keep your hands free, and you got plenty of different light settings with that headlamp. Next item up would be my Gerber Diesel This is a multi-tool, and you know the uses for this are unlimited in the field. Lots of different attachments on it: a file, a saw, an opener, wire cutters, a scissor. This would be probably a very important tool to have. The bandana I'm not counting. That comes with the kit wherever it goes. Next would be some type of compass and/or signaling. I happen to have a Brunton compass here with a mirror on it that I could also use for signaling. And this compass is water resistant and it floats. So down here in South Florida, you're around water a lot, the ocean, swamps, lakes, what have you. And so that I would take that compass for my direction. My shelter, I gave this a lot of thought. I could have went with a normal military type tarp, which I carry in all my kits, but I gave it a lot of thought, and I thought shelter down here in South Florida with the mosquitoes would be of utmost importance. And so I'm going with a DD hammock, which has mosquito netting, and the DD tarp as one unit. And so that's my thought on that. Definitely a good shelter to have. I could get away with probably just the tarp, but I would take the hammock along as well. Sorry guys, my battery was going dead. I had to change it out. So let's go over it again. First part of the kit: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shelter system. Some honorable mentions and some other pieces of gear that I may would want to swap out or just give some mention, or a couple things. A good hat, a water purification system like this Canteen system, where you don't have to worry about boiling your water. You could pump your water, and that would last you at least 200 gallons here. I think it would be a big plus to have as a companion to the 10-piece kit. The Nalgene Usgi Canteen bottle is also a great item to have. It's lightweight, and you could substitute that for the Guyot Design bottle. A small fishing kit would be optimal, I would think, especially down here in South Florida. A pair of good heavy-duty leather work gloves would be a big plus. A machete, almost of any type, would be a huge plus to have. And the last thing I wanted to mention is I'm not real good at setting traps and snares and things like that to catch game. I can fish with the existing kit that I had, using the paracord and some small fishing line and weights that I have in my survival kit. But if I had to substitute something or take something, it would probably be this Colt Diamondback 22 long rifle pistol to secure any type of small game with a bunch of extra ammo. So that's another thing I would try to add to that kit. And so thanks P Marine 81 for tagging me. Any thoughts, suggestions from anybody in the YouTube community? If you want to put a video together of your 10-piece kit, this would be mine, keeping in mind that I live in South Florida. There's lots of rain and heat and mosquitoes, and you got to really give it a lot of thought based on the part of country that you live in. So once again, that's my kit. Thanks for joining me. Questions, suggestions, comments are appreciated. Thank you for your support. Anthony signing off.